Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I am a wildlife and food forest garden designer, and today I wanted to talk about a project I'm working on, which is the walled garden, a 2-acre garden in Scotland. And in the screenshot here you can see that above the walled garden is an area which is called the frame yard. So this is where all the propagation and the boilers would have been kept, and all the workforce would have been working, and this is that area outside of the garden. And so there's been a bit of a change around in the use of the design for the client. So originally I just put in 4 nut trees and a simple windbreak and not much else, but now the actual space will be used. So I'm starting to design the space as a wildlife garden with 4 big nut trees in it. So what I'm going to be doing is to just look up, I'm looking up a whole range of different native species. So I'll just show you. So on here, this is a screenshot of my spreadsheet, and it's kind of really interesting. So what I do is I'll put down the species, so European barberry, wild crabapple, rowan tree, hawthorn, downy birch, grey willow, all of these native species, and you'll see the associations with them. So apparently birch trees are fantastic for wildlife. Hawthorns hawthorns not down there. Hawthorns are great for, hawthorns are fantastic for wildlife as well. They're really, really good. And willows. And so any garden, if you've got these in there, they really kind of help with the diversity. And the website I use for that is called Database of Insects and Their Food Plants. And the URL is let me just write it out for you. Oh, actually, let me go down and find it. So what I'll do is to start off with Plants for Future, which is pfaf.org. pfaf.org. Absolutely brilliant website. They've got a lot of events on. They've got an event on this summer actually. Do support them if you can. They are brilliant. And like a whole database of useful plants. I'll look for it there first of all. And then I'll look at the online atlas. This is the plant atlas of British and Irish flora, and that is plantatlas.biological research centre brc.uk. So, oh, sorry, that's a spelling mistake. plantatlas.brc.ac.uk, and that's like a botanical reference. So, but it works really, really well with Plants for a Future. And then very often I'll use Wikipedia as well, and then commons.wikimedia.org for photos. So it is brilliant. So I'll look at these 2 places, and then that informs the links on the spreadsheet. And then finally I will use Database of Insects and Their Food Plants, which is brilliant. So that is dbif.brc.ac.uk. Go and have a look there. It is amazing. You need the Latin name for the plants to look them up, or you can just search from the search facility. Is pretty good actually, and it's just great. It just lists all of everything that all the known associations, all the insects that will eat the plants. So when you come to design a plant, I think this is a kind of really important thing. So I'm designing a plant here. And I go, okay, what species does a birch tree support? What species does a hawthorn support? What species does a holly support? And you can just skim the surface and just put down the kind of general number, or you can get into specific insects and what plants you need for those insects. For example, the holly blue. Oh, is it? Yeah. What does it eat? Oh, it eats ivy as well. So the holly blue is a source for the first brood of the holly blue butterfly larvae, the caterpillars. So, and then ivy are the second food source of the second brood. The caterpillars will eat the flower buds of ivy, so it could have been called the ivy blue holly, the ivy blue butterfly. So you get the idea is that you can really you can get into really the kind of real kind of nitty gritty of the details of what insects you're supporting, or you can just get a broad idea. So holly, hawthorn, rowan trees, birches, crab apples, these are all brilliant plants. And so I'm having a bit of a ball actually, just kind of getting all these different plants together and planting them around the nut trees that I've got. So there we go. So use Database of Insects and their food plants when you're designing your garden and when you're considering putting plants in. And do think about getting in touch with your local wildlife trust as well, and just to see, I think just to kind of connect the dots really. So your garden is part of something much larger. Anyway, there we go. That's my little my 2 pence worth. Yeah, plant for insects in a forest garden, in any garden. Plant for insects. Plant native plants for insects. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon. Cheers, bye.